Hi, I'm Glenn, days behind the camera. We're the NC Beer guys. Welcome to another episode of the NC Beer Buzz. We found our way to Charlotte today, and we're at the Deutsche Beverage Technology Company, and we're right here off of South Street with Cameron Kane, one of the co-founders and co-owners. Thanks for having us in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.
So we talked to a lot of people in Charlotte. We don't always find people that know anything about you guys. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, again, just welcome to Deutsche Beverage.
Thank you.
We're a brewery, distillery, winery, and cidery equipment company.
Equipment company.
We
so you're selling the hardware, the hard stuff. Okay.
The hardware and the software for the equipment. We do, as well as boilers, chillers, mills, augers, just about anything you can imagine in the brewing industry as a whole. We've kind of got our foot in.
Great. But you've only been in Charlotte for a profile for a couple of years.
Correct, yeah. Company started, we actually came from, we're a construction company before we actually started into the beer industry.
Okay. Local then too?
Correct,
okay.
Correct. We were up in the university area when we just opened here in South End Charlotte at our new showroom facility here, and about 6 months ago.
And people confuse you with some big corporate crowd anywhere. You guys are standalone, ownership is you.
Oh, absolutely.
You are doing this business on your own.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, a group of us.
Well, a group of you, but you're
owners,
not tied up with any of the big beer guys, or
no.
You're not tied up with any of the big equipment manufacturers. You are here to meet the needs of the local craft brew scene.
Correct. Correct.
Or wineries, or the other people who make, or I guess bottled Coke soda even.
Exactly. We're here to help just about anybody in the industry that's out there.
Now, when you say help, can you get in at an early? Say I'm just starting to think about a brewery, and I come to you and say, I want to do this kind of production, or this is my vision. Can you help them decide? I know you're going to try to sell them something, but can you help them decide what their needs are equipment-wise?
Absolutely. I mean, that's really where we came from as a company, being a construction consulting company. The consulting end of what we do is a big part of our business. We go through a full design process with these people, just like the gentlemen who were in before. We bring them in here, get the feeling for what their needs are, production levels, and try to design not just the equipment, but a brewery as a whole that's going to meet their exact production needs as well as their needs as a brewer.
And that's a custom design.
Correct.
You're not trying to fit existing produced manufactured equipment into their needs.
Yes.
And you might have some existing stuff that can meet their needs.
Yes.
So I guess it cuts both ways.
Exactly. None of our stuff's sitting on a shelf anywhere.
Okay.
Everything we do is 150% custom.
So what we see back here is just examples so
Yes.
people can see the kinds of things that you could manufacture or have in their facility.
Exactly. Kind of get the idea generation wheels turning, essentially, is what this is here for, to make everyone see what we have to offer, as well as kind of get their ideas on what they need in order to hit those production goals that they're obviously going to have in the end game.
And so far, can you tell us some of the places you've been in? I know you've given me a couple of names before.
Oh yeah, we're nationwide. We've built probably close to 30 breweries this year. Here in North Carolina.
From small to large.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, kind of our bread and butter is obviously definitely in the micro industry.
Okay.
From typically 3.5 barrels to 30, 40 barrel systems. Which is pretty large. But definitely our niche is definitely the smaller craft industry.
And we talked about, to start with, the new brewer just opening a place. But I guess if you've got a guy who's been in operation for some time and is now ready to expand or step up, he has two options. He can see what you could do in his existing space.
Yes.
You could come in and say, this is what you could do in the existing space with new and better equipment.
Absolutely. And we do full design on all that stuff, so we can take what they have old, create a complete.
That was my next thing. You could also take and say, into a new location, working with what they already own.
Yep.
Now let's just complement or add on to that with this other new equipment.
Exactly. And a lot of what we do is on the controls work side of things, is where we incorporate a lot of their old equipment with their new equipment, and take our really hopped up control system package and give them a lot more flexibility in their operation.
Okay, so we're not going to move because we're going to stay right where we are. But this is the control panel type software. This is like the user interface of the system.
Correct.
And is that a proprietary product for you guys?
It is.
Okay, so
yeah, it's built right here in Charlotte. Literally, this system is a system built for brewers by brewers. As we've grown as a company over the past few years, we created the software and we have improved it as we've done installs after installs. A lot of our clients are all computer geeks. A lot of this industry is filled with geeks in general.
Technology always,
exactly.
They leave that environment and come to this.
Exactly, and what they found is they are very savvy with this equipment, is why they come with us as a company, and they've been able to grow our systems to create a very, very all-encompassing software that gives them a lot of flexibility on expansion, as well as make their lives a lot easier from a brewer standpoint when it comes to craft.
So from this panel, what can they control in the process?
I can literally control everything you can imagine.
So you
brewing wise,
temperature, flow.
Yes.
Grain auger, the whole
augers, mills,
weight of the grain.
Yeah. Temperatures, all your glycol, flow, steam, anything you can think of. Literally, if you have a spec sheet, we can run it off of that system right there.
Okay. Now, and I know you hope they're buying your equipment and your system. Mm-hmm. Can you put that system on their equipment?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, you can. So you could just sell them the equipment to work, the system to work their equipment.
Exactly. We need a lot of information from them in order to do that, kind of what voltages and amps and all sorts of things like that. But literally, this system here is not necessarily designed for brewing. It's designed for manufacturing, for textiles, for all sorts of industrial components that just happen to be the same thing that are used on an everyday basis in a brewing industry.
Right.
So it gives a lot of flexibility in that we can run anything we can imagine off of that. There's really no glass ceiling as far as what we can do with our equipment, especially on the control side. We can do anything they can imagine. Whatever their wildest dreams are, we're here to obviously aid those dreams and make it reality.
Good. Now, you finance some packages if somebody wants to do some things, or you need money up front, or
we have financing companies that we work with who will do mostly the equipment. Working capital is typically the kind of canary in the coal mine in the industry, and that's not just for us; it's for everyone. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult in this industry. The real estate and the financing is by far the two most difficult parts in this industry. The beer brewing is easy and it's fun. That's the very difficult part, because the equipment is easy. We can get financing for equipment next week. But for the working capital, for the construction costs, for all your grains and the ingredients, and just pay yourself to sit here for 6 months and not brew anything, is where banks tend to not want to be so forthgiving on that. And that's where we work a lot with the SBA and people like that, and also work with some consultants on the side as far as actually getting, helping them facilitate very good business plans so they can walk into a bank and make sure that they are getting the right foot first.
Because we might as well admit it, all brewers aren't good business people. At least they're not good business people when they first start, maybe. They have great plans and ideas, but that doesn't mean it's always going to work.
They're typically very good brewers, and they're becoming very good business people along the way.
Now, do you install the equipment as well, or is that a third party?
Yeah, we do project management on the equipment.
Okay.
So what we end up doing is obviously everything's pre-manufactured before we show up on site. Again, we work with chiller manufacturers, boiler manufacturers, things like that. But we are a Class A general contractor here in the state of North Carolina. So there are some gray areas as far as what we can and cannot do as far as actually install. Right. Correct. So there is still definitely a component of MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, that goes with all of our equipment.
But then they call in the local electrician, plumber.
Exactly. But we come on site, we put everything together
and oversee the
entire process. We work with all the architects, the mechanical engineers, the code administration.
And then you're training the employees on site to manage the system.
Exactly. Yeah, and we'd go through a full tutorial and show them exactly how all the equipment works, all the nuances of the controls, and make sure that they fully understand that when we hand them the keys to the Ferrari, they're not going to drive it off the cliff.
Right. So, for our viewers who don't know but are interested, how should they contact you, or how does that work? How should they, if they want to hear more?
Well, they're more than welcome to obviously come right into our showroom at any time.
Address?
3630 Tri-Clan Drive here in South End Charlotte, and doors are always open around here. We have people coming on a daily basis, as you saw a couple hours ago. And then obviously you can always get us at DeutscheBeverage.com or info@DeutscheBeverage.com is our email address that'll send to our salespeople and provide you guys pricing and
they're on
anything else. Twitter, Facebook. All that stuff. Also on there.
And we just met the guy who's going to be doing the sales, I think. Is that Jason?
There's several of them.
Okay,
but, you'll get in touch with someone if you call up here.
Well, that's great.
So
anything we hadn't said we need to say? I think this is great. We've covered the bases. haven't we?
absolutely, yeah. We sincerely appreciate you guys coming by, and
It's
I know you're here on a weekly basis.
It's
so,
fascinating for us to be here and to see. It's just all this shiny stuff is great.
Yeah, we love it. We love the industry, and we can't wait to keep growing as well as the industry as a whole.
And we talk so much about buy local, and everybody else talks so much about buy local. These guys are sitting right here in Charlotte, ready to meet your needs if you're looking to establish a brewery. So give them a call and say, hey Cameron, NC Beer Guys sent us over. Until next time, I'm Glenn, Dave's behind the camera. We're the NC Beer Guys, and this has been another episode of the NC Beer Buzz. And we would ask you to remember to drink local and keep your beer dollars in North Carolina.
Absolutely.